Hello, you handsome humans. Welcome to step 8 up the tribe triangle, where we're talking about transparency. Now, where transparency fits in our journey is that, remember, we're still at that foundation of alignment of our culture. Really, really important. This foundation of alignment, shared vision, shared values, and shared mission. Under shared mission, transparency sits at the dead center. Transparency will actually transform your organization. And it's the way that we share information. It's the way that we are open, and it drives trust. It drives engagement and accountability, a huge amount of people behavior, psychologically. But not only does transparency transform people, well, it will level up projects as well, because you're going to see transparent projects activate a large amount of collaboration. When people see transparency at work, well, they're able to not only see opportunities where they can lean in with their unique experience or skill sets, so you will see best practices being engaged in transparent projects. All right, so transparency is really, really important. It is the source of fairness. It's a nice way of saying transparency. It's also trust, right? Safety. It also is a big piece about being seen and witnessed. Transparency drives all of these things. Read an interesting thing in the, this is a large scale study called the Edelman Trust Barometer. And what they discovered recently is that only 40% of Americans trust their employers. That's substantial. I don't know what the numbers are about politicians, doctors, lawyers. It's probably lower than that. And trust is central to any type of culture, particularly honor-based cultures. This gives you another reason why honor-based cultures are so important, and why transparency for you is so important, because it will elevate and cement you as being trustworthy and fair. So what are the things that you can make more transparent? Well, what are the challenges that you're having? Being honest and open about that. What are some of the opportunities to not only share challenges, but successes? Like, remember, you're the head of culture. Before anything else in the org chart or job description, you are the head of culture, and how you are expressing yourself transparently about all of your challenges and successes is going to be modeled by the rest of the team. So it's a really, really important dynamic with all those things. Organizations that have more transparency are able to more successfully attract, engage, and onboard talent and retain them. So another huge dynamic. For you tribe leaders who are in the business space, you know the cost of losing key employees. Retention is one of the number one profit drivers of organizations. Now, from a family standpoint or community standpoint, you got to keep your people, right? It takes a long time to build a close friendship, and this is absolutely central to the nature of tribe. Tribe is inherently an intimate and heavily invested and committed experience. So you have to maintain those people. And we do that with transparency. It's really, really important. The last Green Door study shows that I think it's 23 or 27% of Americans are fully engaged in their work. So again, that's a huge amount of collateral damage of just your loss of interest, loss of passion, loss of engagement in your work team. And again, transparency is one of those things that drives that, okay? So it drives people and their behavior. But transparency also really pushes project-based success. And it does this by, when people know what other people are working on, it's going to give them the opportunity to collaborate. And people, particularly in an honor-based culture, are eager for collaboration, because collaboration is just one step away from reciprocity. and honor and acknowledgement. It also drives meaning and purpose. So transparency is the very core of that. You have to create opportunities. If there's no opportunities for collaboration, it simply won't happen. So this was picked up early on at Intel and then brought over to Google a couple decades ago in a system called OKRs. It stands for Objectives and Key Results. And OKRs are Google's way of driving transparency. And how it works is every member of the whole Google community, from the CEO down to the newest hire, they state what their objective is. What are they working in this quarter? And we're about halfway through Q1, so we've already done our objectives. But we'd also have put what are the trackables or the measurables, what are those key results that support or drive that objective? OKRs, objectives and key results. And they're public. So you can see, if you're in Google, what the CEO is working on this quarter. And you can also see what every other member of your team is working on. That opens up a tremendous amount of best practices of collaboration. So, transparency will literally transform your culture of behavior and people's beliefs and their engagement, but it will also transform how well your organization deals with projects, because it will drive collaboration and reciprocity. So transparency is not free, because it's going to cost you some of the things that may be uncomfortable about sharing your successes or sharing your challenges. However, it doesn't cost you any money. And I want to propose that if you're looking for a low cost level up of your culture, particularly around shared missions, open the bank account of transparency and see what happens to your team. We'll see you out there.